Detective Elena Marquez stood at the edge of the rain-slicked pier, her trench coat pulled tight against the cold March wind. The city of Blackridge was gone dark beneath a heavy fog that coiled along the waterfront like a living beast. It was the perfect night for secrets and blood. 3 days ago, a prominent investigative journalist, Thomas Crane, vanished without a trace. His last known whereabouts were this very dock. Elena had been following his case closely, especially since he had contacted her directly with a chilling warning before he disappeared. They were watching me. The deeper I dig, the closer they get. Elena glanced at the folded piece of paper in her pocket. The note was unsigned, but the message was clear. Find the truth before it's buried forever. The waterfront was silent except for the occasional slap of waves against rotting wood. She moved carefully, scanning the shadows beneath the broken street lamps. Something about this case felt different, like the air itself was charged with danger. Her radio crackled. "Detective Marquez, we found something at the docks," a uniformed officer's voice reported. Elena's pulse quickened. She jogged toward the sound, past looming shipping containers and tangled ropes. There, near a stack of crates, officers had cordoned off a grim scene. Thomas's notebook lay open on the wet ground beside a dark stain spreading like ink on parchment. Kneeling, Elena flipped through the soaked pages. The last entry was scrawled hastily. "The syndicate isn't just in the shadows, they control everything. Police, politicians, media. I have proof. But I'm exposed. If I don't make it, look for the man with the silver dagger tattoo." Her eyes narrowed. The silver dagger was a symbol whispered about in Blackridge's underworld, a sign used by a ruthless enforcer known only as the Phantom. Elena's gut told her this case was more than a disappearance. It was a puzzle layered in lies, betrayal, and deadly power. Back at the precinct, Elena's investigation revealed that every one of Thomas's sources had either vanished or died suspiciously. It was a pattern. Those who got too close to the syndicate never came back. But one name on Thomas's list stood out, a reclusive hacker known online as Raven. Tracking down Raven took Elena to the derelict part of town, where abandoned factories hosted creatures of the night. In a dimly lit basement filled with humming servers, she found a young woman with piercing eyes and fingers dancing over a keyboard. "Thomas reached out to me," Raven whispered. "He uncovered something big, something the syndicate will kill to keep secret. I encrypted all his files in my vault, but I can't decrypt them without his biometric key." Elena considered the risk. "Then we find Thomas. He's out there somewhere." Raven hesitated, then tapped a few keys, pulling up footage from a hidden camera near the docks. It showed a shadowy figure dragging Thomas into a black van. The van bore the emblem of a notorious private security firm, one rumored to be a front for the syndicate's dirty work. They had little choice. Elena and Raven teamed up, venturing deeper into the city's underworld. Clues led them to an abandoned warehouse on the edge of Blackridge, where the cold concrete echoed with footsteps. Inside, they found a hidden room lined with monitors, showing live feeds from across the city. At the center sat a man in a leather jacket, the man with the silver dagger tattoo on his neck. His smile was cruel, cocky. "The Phantom," Elena whispered. Before she could react, the Phantom flicked a switch. Steel shutters slammed down, trapping them inside. "Welcome to the endgame," he said, voice dripping with menace. "You have no idea what's at stake." The Phantom paced slowly, revealing Thomas tied to a chair, battered but alive. "Thomas stumbled on our biggest secret, Project Eclipse. A plan to control the city's power supply, blackmail politicians, and silence dissent permanently." Raven's fingers flew over the keyboard, jamming communications and trying to override the shutters. Elena's eyes darted around for anything she could use, a pipe, a loose wire. Her mind raced. Suddenly, the Phantom lunged, but Elena dodged, grabbing a nearby wrench. The room filled with shouts and the sound of a violent struggle. Raven's hack broke through, and with a mechanical grind, the shutters started to lift. Elena restrained the Phantom just as the police stormed the warehouse, alerted by a silent alarm Raven had triggered. Days later, as dawn painted the city in gold, Thomas's expose hit every news outlet. The syndicate's members were arrested, their web of corruption unraveling. Raven was recognized as a hero, and Elena stood quietly, knowing that in Blackridge, peace was temporary, always shadowed by the fog waiting to return. Elena folded the silver dagger tattoo she'd sketched on a paper, a reminder of the night when shadows were chased into the light.